turns love into indifference. When it chase after affection, it won't chase after me. I get confused on why we always part so violently. But honestly, the day I met you, I started down.
Filthy Pride. I love it.
Filthy Pride.
I like it. So you were saying that it feels like, you know, for you, it feels like it's an old song,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that was, I mean, you know, I spent forever writing it because that was the first song that I liked after I wrote Yalta, and I took like a year off kind of writing original music. So it had been a long time coming, and then I spent months writing that one, and then I took like another break because I went on tour for a few months, and so it's a lot of spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did you take the first time, why did you take some time off before you started touring? Was it just because you...
Mainly YouTube was taking off.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing is I always put, being a musician and writing records first, but you want it to be good, whereas YouTube videos don't always have to be good. You just kind of pop them out like potato chips. So I got kind of busy doing that, and then, tour, and then other things. And then also I'm very slow with writing. So when I release a record, it's a big deal to me because it doesn't happen often. So yeah, it was a combination of things. I didn't really just say, no, I'm taking time off. It more just it just happened.
Yeah. So Richie of Social Repose, you're going to start touring October 1st.
30th of September, October, something like that. We added a show in New York City. So
that might be September 30th then, because the schedule I have, it's October 1st. Yeah, and that means...
it's around then. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you tour, are you going to go ahead, since your album's not released until October 6th, are you going to give them a taste of any of the new songs that are not out yet?
There are 6 songs. I'm playing 4 of them. So that's cool. I mean, you try not to play too many because people don't know it yet.
Yeah.
You know, and then maybe you tweak it once it's released. But yeah, definitely. I mean, it is the Empress tour, so I try and play songs off Empress.
Now, are you going to play like maybe 2 of the new ones? Because you said that the ones that have already been out is Villain and Filthy Pride.
Yep.
So you're obviously going to play those 2.
Yeah, play those because those are technically like they're old because they're released.
Right.
But then I'm going to play 2 other ones that aren't out yet.
Have you chosen which ones?
Oh yeah, I mean the set's been chosen like 2 months ago. It was like I'm very very calculated when it comes to tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
That's great. Now, I really like it a lot. So why did you choose 6 songs instead of like maybe 4 or 10 songs?
Mainly like. Anything more than 6, I feel like is bridging into LP territory.
Yeah.
Like a full album, and then I wouldn't be content. And I would have to wait another like year before I wanted to release it. And anything under 5 or 6 songs, it's just it doesn't feel like an EP is almost like a little snack. It's like a little something small, but this is more than that. But it's not quite an LP, so it's in between. But there's no in between label for it. So just like Yalta was 8 songs, but it was more like 7 because one of them I didn't like. But so it's just. I don't know. I didn't really have an idea for length. It just kind of happened that way, but I felt like it was time. It was like, okay, we're done. It just felt right.
Now, when you mentioned that it takes you a long time to write. Why is that? Is it because you like to just focus when you're writing something, you want it to be the way you want to be content with it, and that's why it takes you longer because maybe you change, verse? Yeah,
I mean, I produce all of it too, which ends up taking like a large, it's just figuring everything out and then just getting all the sounds just right. And, I mean, it's not irregular to be a perfectionist with this kind of stuff just because, you want it to be good. So yeah, I'd rather just have 6 really good songs than, like a lot of really bad ones. So yeah, I spend a lot of time on each song, and I generally finish the song as a whole and then move on to the next one. I don't like track all of, so it's like one song is like one big project for me.
Yeah. So when you write a song and when you have the song where you kind of want it to be before you decide, okay, this is it, this is the final version, I'm going to record it. Do you at all have anyone put, like listen to it or have an input on your song?
That's always the really hard part about being a solo artist. Cause like I used to have friends that gave me some input, but then I stopped trusting their input because they were wrong so often. Like, or like they would, I don't know. It's just, you like, it's really good to like have people that you trust, not even tell you that's good, but maybe like, hey, I like this, but maybe that, and not just totally be like, this is terrible because that's not constructive. But for this record, I didn't really have that very much. I kind of just did it by myself, and like, I'm very happy with it. But I'm hoping people like it because like I haven't had hardly any input outside of me on this, like most of this record.
You know what? I'm happy with it. I have to say that I had a chance to listen to the entire album. I like it a lot.
Well, thank you.
I really enjoyed it.
It'll be a relief if people like. I mean, I'm sure at least the fans will like it. But it's just. Yeah, for Yalta, I had a lot of different people listening to it, but for this one, I kind of kept quiet about it. That was not like a conscious decision. I just was like, sure. Yeah.
I like it. I really like the, I don't know what you would call it, but the it's like just the entire thing. It's like the words, the music, everything. I really like the sound of it.
It's a very distinct tone, I guess. That's what I always go for. It's like like you build an atmosphere in a song, and like I always have like when I produce a song, I like having like underbeds, like sound underbeds of like maybe like a city or something, like just stuff like that. And it kind of like the listener doesn't know what they're hearing, but when it does add like an element to the songs. So. And that's why like I don't feel like I could ever not produce my own music because when you go to a studio and have someone else do it, you kind of lose a bit of a bit of control, but also just like feeling that like I don't know, I feel like I could only do that to my songs.
I think it's your music's sexy. I think it's very sexy. Like the beat of the music, I found it to be like super sexy.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. It's because a lot of at least the newer music videos, I'm always like kind of naked in them. I mean, YouTube naked. I mean, if there weren't restrictions, I would probably be full naked in them.
Really?
But there's never really like a super sexual. I never think of it like that. And that's always the interesting dynamic of it. It's like I'm always naked or like as close to naked, or anyone in the videos are always naked, but it's more like an artistic standpoint. And it's never, I try never to over sexualize things.
For Villain, were you naked there?
I was wearing boxers, or briefs.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I was like, I did
I was
see that
all
video.
white. I was painted in white, so it's
were,
but I wasn't wearing clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's true that you say, because like I'm saying that your music is very sexy. But you're right. Looking at your video, Villain, there's nothing sexual about it.
That's never really like the theme. I'm not that I have anything wrong with that. I get it, but I've never tried outwardly to be like, okay, I want this to be sexy. Like I want the girls to go nuts. It's like that's never really the point.
Yeah. Where did you get the idea of the video for Villain, like of how to do that?
Well, there's it was one big idea, and the video for Empress, which is coming out in the record release, that's like there's a sequel to Villain. It's like a 2-part music video, and the Villain one just dropped. I always thought, I was like, okay, I really liked doing Filthy Pride, and I really like the idea of that, and I was like, okay, I want to continue with that because I have so many more ideas to do it, and just I want to tap into that. So I was like, I could do a sequel, but then I feel like I would just be trying to trump Filthy Pride, and that's that's no good. If you have if you have something that works, you don't want to keep, you don't want to try and make something the same. So I was like, okay, well, if I made a prequel to it, and made it like a totally different environment and totally different characters and stuff, but the same feel, then maybe people would appreciate that. So that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah, everybody has to make sure that you check out socialrepose.com. for your tour dates.
It's socialreposetour.com. Yeah.
Socialreposetour.com.
Yeah.
And you are touring, you're touring everywhere, like different cities, you're going
half
to
the planet.
Yeah. So there's no excuse, guys.
Yeah, unless you live in like Asia, or like that. And
then,
maybe later. Australia. No Australia either, but someday.
So he's going to be in your city, your town. Make sure that you check out the schedule so when he's in your town, you can go see him because you're going to enjoy the show. I really, really, really like Empress a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
So do you have, when you set the prequel to Villain, do you have an idea like kind of how you're going to do it?
Yeah, well, actually the Villain is a prequel to Filthy Pride. And then Empress is a sequel to Villain, but still, it's like there's like the chunk of videos before Filthy Pride. It's a weird timeline, but if you watch them all in a row, you get it. So I mean, that's the Villains one's already out, and then Empress comes out in a couple weeks. So,
and is that one?
And that's like the sequel to Villain, because Villain ends in a cliffhanger, but it comes out in a couple weeks, so people don't have to wait.
It's like it sounds like so complicated, but it's not.
Yeah, well, if you play them, like I think at some point when I release all these videos, like I'll probably just make like a one YouTube like 20-minute video, just putting them all back to back, just re-uploading all of them and being like this. Like if you watch them back to back, it makes a lot more sense. But it's kind of I'm releasing them kind of out of order just because that's how I produce them.
Yeah. How about we give them a listen to Villain.
Oh God, what have I done? It's easier just to run away from me.